obviously the season Joe Burrow had speaks for itself. I mean, the numbers are ridiculous.
Yeah,
the things that they've done and the things that LSU team stacked from top to bottom were able to do. And it's almost impossible, I think, to enhance yourself even more in the pre-draft process with those numbers being out there. But Joe Burrow has done that. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you the glowing recommendations I've heard from people that interviewed him at the Combine and the way he handled himself. Just that little thing right there. I mean, thanks. Please don't do this to me. He's hit every note correctly.
Well, we haven't seen that yet from him. He hasn't had to talk to NFL teams, so that was a part of it we weren't sure about. Now, we knew he was working with an NFL coach, and Brady, who came over from New Orleans and now subsequently got the OC job with Carolina, so he was getting that kind of mentality, but no teams have ever had the chance to talk to him, going to the next level, and he's basically as advertised.
Well, and the stuff that we had heard, all of the buzz before the Combine was the talk about, well, would he go to the Bengals if he picked them? Would he try and pull an Eli Manning or something like that? And it sounds like, and you guys would have to catch me up because, again, I was gone during the Combine, but it sounds like the answers given there seemed to kind of assuage a lot of those fears.
Yeah, well, it definitely did. And again, for him, and you know this, from the offensive side of the ball, you want your quarterback to be the leader, and Joe Burrow is going to be expected when he goes to Cincinnati to automatically be the guy. Now, that doesn't make you the leader of the offense yet or the team, but that's what they want. But I think what helps then, and that's what I'm sure he's going to show, what did we hear about him? When did he grab that team in the offseason? All you heard about him, working out with the O-line, all the running he did right there with everybody, never separated himself. For a guy from Ohio to fit in down in the Bayou, down in LSU there, he worked with everybody and gained everybody's respect. And I don't think anybody would see that changing when he goes to the Bengals.
Yeah, I don't think leadership's the thing that we question with Joe Burrow. It's the consistency. It's why one year and not the other.
It was the one-off, absolutely.
Because he seems to have all the intangible stuff seems to be there. Like, we have rarely seen quarterbacks in college football are not usually allowed to have fun. Right. You're not usually allowed to have a personality. You're not usually allowed to do much of anything because we start to basically, especially now, hit you with that Johnny Manziel. If you seem to act out of pocket, we start to label that as a bad thing in a lot of instances. We had, I think it was interesting to watch a college quarterback be able to be himself the way Joe Burrow was, because I don't think we normally allow that. So that doesn't seem to be the issue. It seems to be consistency year over year.
Yeah, and the thing about Burrow, I've obviously been doing a lot of draft prep on him, and he had an AAU coach when he played basketball, and he was just amazed at his mental state and how he was able to do things. There was a game where he was fouled, and I think he made 7 straight free throws just to sort of keep them in the game. And his AAU coach was also a sociology professor, and he made a very interesting comparison. I'm trying to find it right here because the wording was really good. Basically, he told his parents that Joe's mentality never changes. Like he said he's the kind of guy who, whether you're rescuing someone from a burning building or cutting the grass, his heart rate doesn't change. I mean, he's just sort of always in that neutral zone, and it really you saw that a lot, especially in the national championship game against Clemson. They had him rattled in the first quarter and a half of that game, and he just went over, sat down the bench, put on the headsets, and was like, okay, we'll figure our way out of this.
And that's probably where the Tom Brady comparisons come from,
yes,
right? This idea that you're going to be the same. There's a lot of that competitive fire, all those different things. As a player, whether or not those comparisons are warranted, I don't know. Like Joe Burrow seemed to be a guy a lot more comfortable on the move than Tom Brady's ever been.
Without question.
Like
without
that was
question.
A part of it. We always said sneaky athletic was, kind of the thing that we say about quarterbacks that look like Joe Burrow that do the things that he does. There's very little sneaky about it. Like mobility is a part of his game in a way that it never has been for Tom. So that's kind of where the comparison falls flat.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app, and for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.